Well, Allison, I want to ask you something
Yeah?
that I've been thinking about a lot lately myself.
Sure.
But what kind of life do you think you'd have now if you hadn't come to Spain?
I've thought about that as well, because I've also thought about, well, if I were to leave, what kind of life would I have? But definitely, I think probably if I had never come to Spain, some things that would be different. I would probably have a house, whereas here I rent.
Sure.
Probably I would have my own house if I lived in the United States.
All my friends back in Canada have houses.
Right? Yeah, if you lived
And
in the United States, you would have your own house.
Yeah, most of my friends here in Spain don't have houses.
No, yeah.
They don't own their own houses.
Yeah, in fact, some of my friends here in Spain, still live at home with their parents because they can't afford.
Yeah, if I had stayed in Canada, I'm sure I probably would have had a house for years by now.
Right? Yeah. Right? I think I probably would have. I would have had a house. I would also probably have a car.
Yeah. Oh, you would have had a car for years, I'm sure.
Yeah. I would probably, obviously, I would have a job. I think I would probably have a teaching job.
Yeah, I think
school.
I would probably have an office job in a bank.
Interesting.
Or
in a bank.
Yeah, in a bank or in
and why would you have a job like that?
Well, I studied finance.
Okay.
And I had a job. I had a job in a financial services company, working for a brokerage firm.
Oh, so the job you had before you came to Spain was in and what do you have your degree in?
Finance.
All right. So
I
that's
probably
what you mean.
still have a job in that field. If I hadn't left Canada, I probably would still, to this day, have a job in that field in financial services.
Okay. And would you have a house in Nova Scotia then?
No, I would probably have a house in Toronto.
Okay.
I probably would have moved to Toronto because that's where most of the financial work is.
Okay.
So I probably would move there. I probably would have moved there and taken a job in the financial services industry there.
Yeah.
I would have probably had a job for years by now in that industry.
It's interesting, isn't it?
I definitely have a car there in the city because everybody has a car.
Everyone has a car in the
to drive,
States,
to come and go.
Maybe I suppose in cities like New York, probably people don't have cars because it must be really busy there.
But do you know anyone, any adult in North America who doesn't have a car?
No, but I don't know any adults that live in New York City. But I think definitely I don't know any adult in North America that doesn't have a car. No.
Do you know anyone who has a job downtown in a really big city?
My brother has a job in Chicago.
Downtown?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But he has a car.
He has a car because he has an office car. If he
nice.
didn't have to drive, because he has to drive a company car, but he says if I didn't have to drive the company car, I would take the train.
So he has the company pay all the bills.
For the car, yeah. He has the company pay all the bills, and the company pays the bills, and also pays the gas.
He just has them take care of all of that.
With the car.
All the stuff with the car,
but
they take care of it.
But he has to deal with the headaches of the 3-hour commute. Can you imagine when it's
3 hours?
3-hour commute.
Oh, what time
because of the traffic.
What time does he have to get up in the morning?
Well, actually, this is part of the reason why he has recently changed his schedule. He took a night shift. Oh. So he had to get up in the mornings really early in order, like 2 hours before, in order to avoid the commute and to avoid the traffic. So, but yeah, it's true. I think probably I would have a more, not necessarily settled down lifestyle, but I would definitely have, I think, a car. I know I would have a car. I know I would have a house. I know I would have a steady, probably teaching job. I would have not better relationships, but closer relationships with my good friends at home. Because now I only talk to them once a week, maybe once a month.
You're good friends at home,
yeah,
sure.
But
but here in Spain we have great social relationships.
Oh, this is the thing. Yeah.
People have a great quality of life here.
Right. Oh, yeah. No, there's no doubt. If I were to leave here, I would have a lot of, not regrets, but there would be a lot of things that I would miss. Yeah. What about this? Have you ever considered how your life would be if you hadn't had a brother?
It would be different. My life would definitely be different if I hadn't had a brother.
Right.
Yeah, it would definitely be different. I'm glad I have a brother.
Of course. Yeah. What if you had had a sister?
If I had had a sister, things would have been different growing up if I had had a sister. It would have been different when I was young if I had had a sister. Because I've always had, my brother's always been there for me.
And you and your brother have a good relationship.
Yeah, we have a good relationship. We've always had a good relationship.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes I wonder what my life, not my life, but what my childhood would have been like if I had had a sister.
Yeah.
Because I have 2 older brothers that are, as far as brothers and as far as being young goes, they're fairly older than me.
Yeah.
7 and 5 years. When I was in junior high, they were in high school and in college.
Yeah.
When they were in college, I was just going into high school. So there's a fairly big age difference there when you're young.
So you've never really had someone there with you.
There were times when I even felt like I was an only child.
Really?
Like I had no brothers because they were at the university and I was at home.
Yeah.
With my parents. There were about 5 years where I lived at home with my parents,
Yeah.
where my brothers were at the university. So I had the house to myself.
Wow.
Yeah. I had the run of the farm.
Nice. That's good at times, though.
Yeah, of course.
You know what, Allison? I have to tell you, I'm still having problems with my back.
I can't believe
Do you
it,
remember
really?
I was telling you the other day? It's not as bad, but I've been having problems.
Really?
I've been having problems with my back ever since that day.
Maybe if you had
been
a
a while
trainer
now.
with you, if you had a personal trainer with you, or if you had someone spotting you while you were working out.
If I had someone spotting me, if I'd had someone watching me, it would have been great. If I had, first of all, if I had kind of some instruction beforehand just on how to do those exercises without hurting myself,
Yeah.
I wouldn't have this problem right now. But now I've got a problem. It's still sore. It's getting better, though.
Yeah.
Oh, I had an appointment with that chiropractor, by the
you
way.
did.
Well,
And
the
what did he say?
physiotherapist. I told you about the physiotherapist, but
Yeah.
the physiotherapist recommended that I see a chiropractor.
Sure. So you had an appointment with a chiropractor.
Yeah,
What
and the
happened?
chiropractor actually told me that I had a sort of a vertebrae that was out of place.
Oh my!
But I guess as a result of this exercise, and I had to have it adjusted.
Wow!
They call it having it adjusted, popped the vertebrae back in place.
Wow!
And now I'm still having some problems. I'm still having some pain
You're still
there,
having
but
some
not
trouble.
but not as much.
Okay, so that's that, man. Well, remember next time to be careful.
Yeah, for sure.